Chat's
The
going,
world,
There's life in it.
yeah.
the world
Which
wouldn't.
sucks, right? Life is bad.
I would disagree.
I don't disagree with the fact that shit happens, man. Like shit so really fucking sucks sometimes, Cookie, but that's life. Like I don't know.
That sucks, man. We're all just dumb idiots, and we'll never really know anything.
But so
Some things you may fully know, right? But most things you'll just never know.
I
And then
think
there's so
this
many
is
things that you don't even know
mindset.
that you don't know.
So it's sad that we'll never know, but it's sad that when you pursue after trying to know.
Yeah, because even
Is
if
what
you
you're trying to
pursue it, you don't know if that knowledge is factual, right? It seems
Do you not
miserable.
find it fun to learn things?
I think it's fun to learn
Even
things
if you-
that can create utility, right? I think if you enjoy academia, hell yeah.
But life itself, like, will we ever know the meaning or why we're alive? No, but we live it anyways.
Yeah, and it's miserable.
I think this is a thing you should discuss with
A therapist?
a therapist.
There's
That's
no
not
point.
good.
There's no point in talking with a therapist because it'll just go on anyways, and you can just get over it.
Well,
And you
so
can-
the point of a therapist is to help you come to terms with your
that.
understanding.
Why would I need a
Yeah.
therapist for
I
that?
know.
I've come to terms with life sucking. Checkmate,
I don't think
atheist.
life sucks, man.
I'm Catholic, mate. I don't think it's like incomprehensible because I think this is just like a very sort of, I don't want to say narrow, but it is limiting, right? You're looking at life as in a limiting way and not necessarily being open to new things.
How
I
so?
don't think life exists just for you to feel good things. I feel like in order to feel the good things, you have to understand
Yeah.
everything that makes them bad and
Yeah.
all the unknowns. It makes you appreciate the things that do make you happy a little bit more. But if you don't understand it and you're always like ignoring all that, then can you really appreciate the good things?
If you have, say for example, let's say we have a stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll put it in Pippa situation. If you have a stream and you want to experiment with things and the stream isn't good,
Mm-hmm.
does that ultimately make the entire experience of said stream and finding out it wasn't good?
Well, define
is
good.
it just, I don't know, say you personally found it enjoyable, or maybe the audience didn't find it enjoyable?
Like personal enjoyment, regardless of
Yeah.
like actual
Satisfaction.
like numerical value.
If you, I don't know, if you feel satisfaction from a stream, or if you didn't feel satisfaction for a stream, is it not necessarily like a bad thing that you found out that it wasn't good?
It's not a bad thing. It was like personal enjoyment is like secondary, right?
To what?
To like value.
What's defined value?
Like something that boosts the channel overall, right? Whether it be
So it's a numerical value.
not necessarily like numerical, right? But like culturally as well, right? Like if I have like a collab stream, this is not an implication about this collab stream, but if I have like a collaboration stream with somebody, right? Like I personally don't like this other person that I'm collabing with, but the chat really likes them, then that's a benefit for the channel overall, right? Like that the viewers came and had a good time.
I'm just like, as an artist, I think if you get into art with this mindset, you will kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing I know several things. That one, I am not the best. Two, no, there are people better than me. And three, I will never be happy with where I am. I'm always going to look up. But does that change the fact that I enjoy doing those things and I still think they're worth pursuing? Even though I'm never going to go down in history as a freaking like singer in the terms of like, you know, Sabrina Carpenter or Ariana Grande. I'm never going to be there. Does it make it not worth it? Like even if I like will never draw as good as like whatever.
But you're still
I don't know.
pursuing it, right?
Exactly. And there's probably no real point because like I'm never gonna have my name in history, but I enjoy it. And
Well,
then
there is
my-
a point,
my
right? Because like
audience enjoys it.
you can sustain yourself where you're at.
Well, I don't need to do that
Well,
because those aren't the things that get me paid.
So you're hyper materialist then, Pippa.
Yeah.
yes.
So you need to, do you ever do things for fun and not for value?
Yeah. I read slop manga.
Okay. Well, you can maybe try thinking about the rest of your life like that.
Like slop manga?
No, like you just doing it for the sake of having a nice time or having.
But then you'll never get anywhere. You should only allow yourself so much indulgence, right? Or else your entire allowing your entire life to become indulgence is like you'll never get anywhere. You'll never do it.
But you can.
If you're like 0.1% of 0.001% of the population that is proficient enough to sustain themselves with just things that they enjoy.
So, Pippa, if something doesn't have value, you think it's not worth doing?
No, I think you can indulge yourself every once in a while.
But there's other things that also make you feel whole that you push yourself for and that are not always going to be fun.
Yeah.
That don't really have a solid end goal, but you're there anyways. You're pushing that fucking rock up the hill even though you don't see the top.
Is the value not in making you feeling better? Is that not an inherent value? If you indulge in your isekai slop or whatever it is the value not that, hey, it helped you feel better?
Yeah, it has some value if you put it like that.
It has a value, right?
Okay. So
like you can still have, like, if you have to have everything be quantifiable in a value mindset, then if you break down everything that you're doing, or if you're having fun, then there's value to everything, right? Is there not value in learning about something?
Just because something's fun, like there's diminishing returns, right? Like you can have
Diminishing
fun.
returns in what?
Like you can have fun with something, but what are you getting back out of it after a certain point, right? Like
So
you should have fun to sustain yourself, but not like you can't let it consume your life.
What? Huh?
I think
What
you're
do you
depressed,
mean, what?
Pippa. I'm just gonna say
What?
it. I think you're deeply depressed. I don't think this is like as things in life inherently, if you boil it down to it, like nothing has meaning. Like the meaning is what you apply to it. It's what you or yourself are projecting onto the things that you value in your life, right? Because inherently we live and we fucking die. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the true fact of the world. Everything in between, that's up to you to decide.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so at least for me, all the things that I like that give my life meaning sometimes really fucking suck. And it really just drives me up the wall sometimes. But those are the things that also in the end make my life have meaning to me.
But again, like diminishing returns. Like if you feel miserable doing them, like you can only do them up to a certain point before you need to balance that out with things that will return your mental health to its original state.
It's okay to take breaks. I've been drawing since I was 2. You know, and it's not diminishing returns. Like there's always more to do. It's like Sisyphus. You know, you're always rolling that rock. It just gets harder and harder.
So make it easier to roll the rock, right?
Yeah, there's some things you can do to make it easier, but then without that struggle, when you improve, it won't feel as good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Why does everything have to have diminishing return?
Well, everything does have diminishing returns.
But
I don't think it does.
It does,
your
right?
interest wanes and waxes and wanes. And then sometimes you have temporary love for things. Like I have phases where I'm in love with something and it does become a diminishing returns thing. Like for example, I was obsessed with eating like a certain type of chips. And for a while that was like so freaking fire, like the dopamine was insane. Like and I went crazy. That's fine. There's things like that in life.
Yeah. So there's no
But
reason to
that's not-
continue eating the chips unless there's like a health benefit for them. Right.
Exactly. But that's not what everything is.
Well,
There's different
okay, with
kinds
like
of
skills,
enjoyment.
right? With the skills, you're going to eventually hit like a soft ceiling where like you've hit your limit in how you can like rapidly progress or progress at a reasonable rate, right? In like drawing, right? So you hit your soft ceiling. This is about like the general threshold for your abilities. Now, if you continue to allot 2 hours a day to practicing, those 2 hours might only go as far as like a half an hour would have previously, right? Because you've hit your threshold for talent. So now you would have to practice for a greater amount of time than you would before in order to achieve the same amount of gains. That's diminishing
Why
returns.
is there a threshold?
Yeah.
Because human beings don't have limitless talent, right? We all have.
How would you know that?
I think it's normal to hit a skill cap, and it's normal for things to get harder. Life is kind of like a video game. You level up. The hope is that you don't get filtered. And the true love is finding enjoyment in playing that same level over and over and over and over and over again. Because that's the only thing that differs from a master and like everybody else. It's just like you just do the same shit over and over and over again, even if you don't get that much growth.
You're putting a limit on yourself before you try by having that mindset.
Not necessarily. You can try and then realize that you've hit like a reasonable backing off point. You don't have to stop something entirely, but like if you hit that plateau, right? Like there's not necessarily the same reason to continue grinding at it, right? Like you should back off and find something else that can drive you forward more efficiently.
Also,
like it's
talent
still
isn't really like a good metric for something because
Exactly.
talent is nebulous, and what talent actually means is effort, and
Exactly.
effort only happens if you try.
I don't think
trying
talent
requires failing, and failing is a part of life, and you can't ever achieve anything in life if you're too afraid to actually try and fail.
I don't think effort and talent are synonymous. I think these are two entirely different things, right? Like talent is your innate ability to do something and pick up on it.
But
the amount of
Yeah, but if you never struggle, even if with talent, you'll never get.
I'm not saying you
anywhere.
should never struggle, but again, like you hit a point of diminishing returns, right? Where your 2 hours might be better spent doing something else.
But that thing is the thing that you believe gives your life meaning. Like, it could be very important to that person. Like, do you quit VTubing just because it gets really, really hard to grow?
Not like full on quit, but I do take like mental breaks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what you would do.
This is my job.
That's for my drawing too. Like I will hit a plateau and I get burnt out, and that's normal. It's not normal to never get burnt out. Like I don't know anybody in my life who never got burnt out on the thing that gave their life meaning. It's normal. It's just called being human. Right? That's perfectly fine. But that doesn't mean it's not worth doing. It just means you're a little tired of it right now.
If you never made money off of it, though, would it ever be worth pursuing to the same degree?
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
Most of my art stuff I don't make money off of. It wasn't until like phase that I really started making money off of drawing.
99% of people streaming don't make any money off streaming. They're just doing it because they want to stream.
I did
I also
YouTube for like
lose
7
money.
years without ever making money.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
why
I
does
lose
the
money.
Why does the value matter in that regard?
What do you mean?
Does everything have to have some sort of financial value motivation for you to want to do it? Or can it not just be, this is something that you enjoy?
Yeah.
You want to do it? Why does it need to have a
Yeah, I read
some
manga
sort
slop.
of so why does it need to
We
like,
have to
if
balance
you're-
it out, right?
Yeah, but like if we're talking
If
about
it-
a hypothetical and that
If it went
like
from
this is
if it
Go
went from having to spend like 2 hours reading manga to having to spend 4 hours reading manga in order to get the same level of enjoyment, like I wouldn't keep reading manga, right? Because there would be no
That's
point. I
like
could find something else.
That's like addiction.
Well,
You're
okay.
getting into addiction territory, right? Like you're
Like, you
addicted
can-
to dopamine.
and also life is you have so
Yeah.
many things to do. Like
Yeah.
if something isn't working for you, you can do something else.
Yeah,
Like,
so priorities. Yeah.
but why does that need to have why does this need to be quantifiable? Why can't it just be?
Well, because if you're not keeping
Indulgence?
track
It's not indulgence. So like you're allowed to have like a balance, but like
Yeah.
it sounds like you're not enjoying anything.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried. That's why I'm like a
it's-
little concerned.
You can,
well,
it sounds like
Yeah.
nothing matters is your sort of mindset to a lot of this.
Yeah.
So
Because like the
why
things
even
that
bother in the first place?
you're saying, like the things that you're saying, like reading slop manga, that's more of an indulgence. Like that's
Yeah.
like me eating chips.
yeah.
I don't hold me eating chips any life meaning. I don't apply that happiness as anything that's like super like meaningful to me.
Then why would you eat the
It's
chips?
just because it's like a junk food. It just gives me a little hit in the moment.
Why even bother though? Why would you buy the chips and then proceed to eat them if they didn't give your
'Cause
life
they
some sort of
taste
meaning?
good.
Yeah, so they give your life some sort of meaning, right?
Not as much as other things.
But they still give your life some degree of meaning.
I don't put meaning in it. I just enjoy it. That's not. I don't see it that way, right? But if I make bread and it tastes really good, that gives me more meaning. Does that make sense? Like if I buy it from the store and it's easy to get, then I don't appreciate it. But if I make the bread, that gives me a bigger hit, and that has some meaning. It has some satisfaction. And that's like more things in life, right? Like the reason I enjoy life is because there's like, I feel like the enjoyment and like satisfaction I get out of something is equal to the amount of effort that I put in. It's like, it's, you know, and yeah, it curves, like, it's true. Like the more struggle I put into it, sometimes it does diminish. Like you're not going to get that same hit every single time. That's the nature of the beast, of your brain, of your chemistry, right? But that doesn't mean it's not worth doing.
No, but everything has diminishing returns, right? So after a certain point, you stop eating the potato chips. After a certain point, you stop progressing your art skills, at least as heavily as you would before.
My art skills.
Why? Where is this diminishing returns coming from?
Yeah.
It's self-imposed limitations that you're forcing upon yourself for the sake of having limitations.
You're not getting the dopamine anymore from the chips, so why would you continue eating them, right? Like the amount of dopamine that you're getting.
At the same level?
No,
so
because
say, for example, if you hit a plateau with drawing, using Sheena's example, can you not just keep drawing at that level? What is wrong with drawing at that level, even if your skill isn't improving?
Personally, my opinion, I feel like if you're stuck at the same level, like that's fine depending on the level that you're stuck at, right? If you can get something out of it, like that's fine. If you like with Sheena, her level is that she could sell prints and her level of art provides a level of utility, right?
Like right now, I'm stuck in the mines doing art for something that I'm working on. I'm literally losing money because I'm not streaming. But I enjoy that. Like, I need that. I need that in my life. I don't know why, but I do.
Then it's an indulgence, but it also does provide some level of utility. It is an indulgence because
it's not the same
it's giving
thing
you
as
dopamine.
me eating ice cream.
It's giving you dopamine. It is the same thing as you eating ice cream because you're not getting anything out of it. So it's an indulgence.
So Pippa, can I just say this? Your nihilistic view on life sounds like you are forcibly denying yourself from enjoying things too much.
Right.
Because there's inherently no value to keep doing it because you have sorry about my dog.
I partake in indulgences, right? Like I read slop manga, even though it provides no utility.
Even talking about like talking about doing something for like a skill or a job, right? Like say for example, you're not improving in your job. Your mentality is then why bother, right? If you're not improving. Yeah.
You should still continue doing your job though, because it provides utility in other aspects. And then you should pivot to
is self-defeating. You are pigeonholing yourself like this.
How so?
Because you are not letting yourself just get out of this negative mindset.
How is it a negative mindset? It's directly beneficial. You should balance the rate at which you do things based on indulgence and utility levels, right? Like that's common sense.
This is I think this is a very new way of thinking because, like, you think everything in life should give you dopamine.
Not necessarily, no.
It's just very, I don't want to be mean, but, like, it seems very sad.
Yeah.
It's a very depressing
it's very upsetting.
It's a very depressing way of looking at life because you are putting these limitations and mindset on yourself that is transactional and hyper materialist, and as a result you are putting yourself in a box and everything has to have value or purpose or a sense of improvement. And so life doesn't need to have that mindset because
if you want to survive, if you want to continue to climb up the ladder, right?
But if you want to climbing the ladder,
climb the ladder
to improve your living, to improve your living conditions.
What ladder?
The ladder of life, of having improved living conditions.
Because
life is more than just climbing a made-up ladder.
If you live in fucking Compton, all right, and you're spending all your time smoking weed instead of balancing the level of utility.
Why does someone else's life matter to you?
Because
If
we're all
that
just
were
people.
Who cares about like what other people are doing?
It's not necessarily about what other people are doing. It's just human nature, right? It's
So
the
what? Invent
it's the
ladders?
reality. No, it's the reality of the human of being human, right? Like you have to improve your life if you want your life to improve.
No, you don't.
You do.
You can be
have
satisfied with
to.
a certain quality of life. Like,
Your parents don't give birth to you with the strict expectations that
yeah.
you're going to constantly improve. They just wanted to
Yes,
have a
they
child.
do, right? They want you to have a better life than they had, which means that you're going to have to do better than they did.
You don't have to if
That's
you
not
don't want
true at
to.
all.
But you should. You should seek to improve your
should
environment.
No.
Contentness? Are you afraid of being content?
I think complacency is pretty bad, yes.
That's content is not complacency.
I think it's pretty
Like-
much the same thing.
Those are two different things.
I think if you're
Pippa, you
content,
have
it's going to
depression.
breed
Pippa,
complacency.
you have depression.
That doesn't matter. That's
Pippa.
irrelevant to this.
Not
it really
everything in
does.
life is transactional.
But it
There
literally
are better-
is.
There's always
Everything
a better
has a cost.
option.
Everything has a cost and a value. There's what you spend on it, and then there's the value that it provides back to you. And these things are not necessarily proportional, right? Or directly proportional. You know, they're not equal. Sometimes they are. Most of the time, they're not.
And if you're striving to find that happiness, that hit every single moment with everything you do, that is depression, and that's not normal. Like, most of life is fucking boring, and it like doesn't really have anything interesting going on.
But if
But
you
if you're constantly looking for that enjoyment, you're gonna lose sight, and you're never gonna know who you are as a person and what is actually important to you, despite never getting a dopamine hit. Like, those are the things that really matter.
Why
Right.
would you not try and better your environment though, right? Like if things can get better, then you should pursue better.
Yeah, but like, for
Yes, but
example,
you don't have to. That's
you don't
life.
have to. You don't have to. For example, if
You're-
that were true, then nobody would ever fall in love.
You get utility out of love though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but you can always get more. In that case, you can always get more.
Yeah.
There's always going to
You
be
can
somebody
expand
better.
Why are
other
you looking at life like you're Sheldon Cooper?
Yeah.
You are Sheldon Cooper who is depressed.
it's not like that. Okay, like you don't have to take
are.
it. You don't have to take
What is the
things.
point of falling in love with anyone?
No.
It doesn't have any value. Blah, 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 blah,
I'm
blah.
saying you should. You should fall in love because that provides like an innate utility, right? Like it produces good hormones. Like human skin to human skin contact, right, has like proven benefits. Okay.
What does that have? What happens when you have that diminishing return?
Well, then you put up with it because like if you're sick of somebody, right, and you want to like divorce them, like you can't just do that. That's going to cost a lot of money, and that's why like a lot of billionaires and stuff, you know, they don't marry. Or like with getting like girlfriends or boyfriends, right? Ideally, like somebody should compliment you in a utility sense and not just like a fleeting affection sense, right? Because affections most likely will end up fading.
I don't think that's what utility means, man.
No, it
Like,
isn't.
They can provide utility in other ways, right? Like they can contribute to your life.
Why does everything have to
That's
have
not
some sort of
utility.
inherent value in the
Yeah.
situation?
Because it makes your life better. What do you mean?
But you can.
What? No, I don't
You can
understand how you
simply
don't
be.
understand this. Your
You
life
can-
gets better the more you better it. The more that you balance the transaction going up, the
Oh my
more
God.
you have.
Okay,
And the better
but-
off you are.
the more, even if I lived in a big house, like giant mansion, huge pool, I could have anything I could ever want, I don't think I'll be able to feel joy anymore.
Pippa, I'm giving
Those-
you a Miata.
none of
You now
those
have a Miata.
things-
Is your life better?
Yeah, none of those things
For a
make my
while.
life, give my life meaning. Like, even if I had, you know, a freaking, I don't know, a huge house, really expensive car, like 10,000 Lamborghinis, the most handsome, like, rich husband in the world, like that, none of that gives my life meaning.
But why not? It literally has a bunch of value, right?
Because that's materialistic.
For people,
Well,
maybe,
but you can then use that value that you have created to partake in indulgences, right? And you'll have more
but-
time.
So just do drugs. So people who are always high on drugs, that's making your life better.
I mean, I guess if they're being like moderate about it, but like if you take too many drugs, you're going to destroy your body, and that's not going to provide value, right?
Yeah, but
like
to
that's
them,
going to
that's an indulgence. That's a utility.
Oh my god.
yeah. Well, I could fucking like cut my arm off, and that could be an indulgence. But like obviously,
people
like
do think
the pros don't outweigh the cons, so you don't do
This
it.
is an insane straw.
The value
man,
is
Pippa.
bad.
Pippa, this is an insane straw, man. What are you talking about?
What are you guys talking about, bro?
That's addiction. This is addiction.
Would you be happy to just die as you are? If you
my
died
life ended
tomorrow, would you be
I
content?
wouldn't. Well, I'd be dead, Pippa.
Well, I'd be fucking dead. And then the meaning of my life.
I don't have any meaning. 'Cause
Yeah.
my cease to exist, Pippa.
Okay, if you're on your
meaning doesn't matter.
deathbed, if you're on your deathbed and you're looking
Okay.
back on it, would you be like, yeah, I'm content?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I would.
Because I don't think about depressing things like that, Pippa.
I do. I think about it. I think I would be happy. Or not like completely happy, but I'd be content because I did do a lot with the time that I had on this earth. Is it all the things I ever wanted to do? Am I ever going to experience all the things that I wish I probably have more time to do and experience more things? Yeah. But that doesn't mean all the things I did were meaningless just because I didn't put my name on like a freaking, like I didn't make the Forbes like under 30 or like any of that, never owned a Lamborghini, you know? Like I still think it's a life worth living, you know? I'm not like the biggest VTuber either. I'm not leaving much of a legacy. I'm not doing anything. But I still think it was worth living, and all the things I struggled for, even if it never amounted to anything, gave my life meaning to me. And that's enough.
That's enough. And
That's
so
enough.
you should never try to strive for more or aspire for more. You should never
But
try
what
to
is
better
more?
your
I
living
think-
conditions.
I think what more means to you means like, how do you say, physical things. Can I always work towards another handbag? Yeah.
Well, a
I can always
handbag
go.
is an indulgence, right? Like you're talking
Yeah.
about working towards more indulgences. I'm talking about like bettering your living conditions, like overall, right? Like you ultimately, like you want to have high utility in your surroundings, right? So you continue to better everything in your surroundings, right? It's all a net positive. It's all net gains, right? And that
But, like,
includes your indulgences.
But I'm happy not living in a giant house. If I could just.
It doesn't have to be a giant house, but it could be a house
Yeah.
that you don't have to fix as often, or you could have other people do the fixes if you don't want to do the fixes. Like that could be
Yeah, but those aren't the things that make me happy. That's just like.
you'd have
That's just like, okay, it'll make things easier, but that doesn't make me happier, right? Just because your living conditions improve, like, yeah, it makes things easier, but that doesn't give my life meaning.
Like you can strive for excellence, but
Yeah.
that isn't the be all end all. Why does it have to be that? Why does only striving to improve
Yeah, it
have
gives
to
me.
be the be all
Right.
end all? You can do that and also not do that.
well, what's the point of not doing it? Why would you not do it?
Here's the
Because you're
thing, there's
able
a
to-
difference between like working towards a certain quality of life, right? That's like working to survive. Once you get to that point where you have that space, like things are easier for you, what else do you fill your life with? The things that actually give your life meaning. It's all about those things just create the space for you to do the things that are actually meaningful to you. I used to work 9 to 5, okay? I was climbing a different ladder, corporate ladder. Did it make me happier that I was going up more? No.
Oh?
It didn't. No, it did not at all. The only reason you go up is for the pay bump, right? So I could live a little better. But was I happy? No. Hated my life every day. I had to get in my freaking car, drive 2 hours to work, grind just for another promotion. That didn't make me happy at all. Was I good at my job? Yeah. Did I get better at my job? Yeah. Did it make me happy? Absolutely fucking not. I hated every moment of it. And I changed to something that did give my life meaning, which is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But I was only able to do that because I made enough money to give me that breathing room to do the thing that really, really is important to me. There's a difference between surviving and living. And it's fine to be in survival mode, but one day you gotta learn how to live.
But we're always surviving. At any moment, everything could come crashing down.
And that's life.
Yeah.
That's life.
So
And
it's
that's
better to
life.
be
I
prepared and have
can't-
more
Are you-
advantages on the battlefield,
But
right?
there's things you can't
afraid
prepare
of that?
for.
No, I'm not afraid of it. I know it's going to happen eventually. So it's
When-
better
when
to
I
be equipped
Yeah,
for it,
well,
right?
when I was rushing home today on the freeway, I could fucking get hit by a semi-truck and it'd be GG. There's no way to freaking prepare for that. Nobody survives a collision with a semi-truck. Life is fragile. So does that mean nothing is worth doing just because you can be like freaking deleted?
No, because you can improve your living conditions.
But that doesn't change the fact that a semi-truck could take me out tomorrow.
Yeah, but you'll never gain anything, right? If you never do anything. And that's why like you don't partake in too many indulgences, because if you partake in too many indulgences, your living situation never gets better. Nothing ever gets better. You will always be stuck where you're at. That's why you have to balance things.
It sounds like you're trying to find a meaning of life when that inherently doesn't need to. And that's, I think you should maybe talk to someone who is better than us about like compartmentalizing and understanding these feelings that you have.
Yeah.
About how you're approaching your mental health and mentality to life in general.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit, I don't know how to phrase this.
It's not sustainable.
It's not necessarily the healthiest way to approach life.
Wouldn't you rather have more
mindset?
Wouldn't you rather have more control over your life than less?
I don't think you're as in control. As
the control. What do you mean?
Yeah,
there are things you can do to increase your levels of control over your life, right? You'll never have complete control, but
I have complete autonomy over my life right now, Pippa.
Yeah.
You're already in control. Why are you not in control of your life, Pippa?
Right.
Who is controlling it?
There's a deep-seated anxiety there.
What is happening?
Not necessarily.
That you feel like you don't have
what if
the autonomy to make your life decisions?
What if you lost your voice, right? If you lost your voice, Cleo, if you lost your voice, like how would you, like you have lost an element of control over your life. You can no longer be a streamer, right?
Pippa,
now what do you do?
You're straw manning instantly.
How is it straw manning?
Because that's literally you're coming up with these ridiculous hypotheticals about life that is just instantly defeatist because you're thinking of things. It is though. You're saying, but what if? But what if? But what if? There doesn't have to be a but what if. You are already living your life.
But these are reasonable variables to factor in, right? Something could happen and you could lose your job. Like that's a very real part of life.
It's incredibly defeatist. Anything can happen. That's the point. There is no rhyme or reason to anything going on. So why freak out about it? It's incredibly defeatist.
Why have a savings account, right? You have a savings account.
A little different.
So is it? Is it really?
Yes.
How so?
It is different.
Tell me how it's different.
It's a place to store your money.
That's all that is.
But that's different.
All it is.
Then why don't you just keep it in your checking account? Why would you bother keeping it in a savings account?
Because it's just a place to store money. Like, what's the...
Yeah, sometimes you just need another separation.
I will also
you technically can.
I've never had a checkings account, so I'm actually not sure what the difference is between the two, aside from one is savings.
Checkings is the one you actively use. Savings is the one that's set aside and you can't withdraw from easily. So,
okay.
Yeah, savings accounts accrue interest.
Not that much, not with like pace with inflation, but yes.
Yeah. So do you not have a rainy day fund?
No, can we just talk about how we're talking about how you don't need to have life to have meaning and your instinctual reaction is to talk about financial value?
Yeah.
Well, money controls life.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Again, it controls
it literally
it controls your mental health and you actually
it
money.
Literally controls your life. If you don't have money, you can't buy food. If you don't have money, you don't have shelter. If you don't have money, you don't have property. If you don't have property, like how are you gonna have a family? You can't protect them.
Just, as I said, it just allows you the space to think about the things that truly make your life meaningful.
Do you not understand this defeatist, nihilistic mentality that you have put yourself into? Because
this is just
we're talking
reality.
about the meaning of life and you say, actually, but money. Like, that's inherently defeatist.
Money is an important part of life. We don't live in a utopia where everything is given to you for free. You have to work for it.
No,
you have to have the resources.
The working does not make me happier.
Money isn't the be-all, end-all.
Yeah, it's not the end-all.
That's what we're talking about. We were talking about like your mental health and like, the meaning of life, and then your instinctual reaction is to start talking about financial issues.
Because then rich people have crazy issues.
Well, we're talking
with their
about
mental health.
It's
Life
impossible
is
to have.
beyond finances.
It's impossible to have a conversation
net
about
worth.
value and utility without money, right?
But we're not talking
They're synonymous.
about that. We're not talking about value. We're talking about meaning. Meaning doesn't have to be value. Value is not meaning.
Well, you can
By putting value in, by making value just meaning, you are missing everything else.
I disagree. I can't tell if you're fucking with me.
I'm not Pippa.
Genuinely, we're not.
Pippa,
Are you
I
for real?
Think you should talk.
Are you for
genuinely
real?
think you should talk to someone about this who can explain it a lot better, because I am not a trained professional. Sheena's not a trained professional. Chad is not a trained professional. ChatGPT is not a trained professional. So please maybe talk to someone who actually knows what they're talking about, because they can maybe help you understand this mentality and like come to terms with like what is a healthy way of looking at life.
But is it healthy if it's to my direct detriment?
But it's not. The looping.
Oh, well.
The looping is peak depression. Is all
It's
I'm
not
gonna
looping.
say.
Well,
Yeah. You've been looping us for like the past 2 hours with like one straw man after the other.
You just whataboutism, and it's normally about some sort of intrinsic financial value that doesn't need to exist.
Yeah.
but that's what life just is.
No, it's not, Pippa.
Yes, it is.
Look, I've been
You
homeless.
don't exist on this planet to make money, Pippa.
Yeah.
That's not how life works.
If you don't make money, you can't have a life. That is how that works.
Oh my God, Pippa.
That's literally how it works. You cannot have a life if you don't have money.
That's not surviving. That's not living. That's surviving. It's different. Does that give my life meaning because I got out of homelessness? No, that doesn't really give my life meaning. I'm not defined by that experience.
Why would
I'm
you
not
not want to be
defined by the
surviving
fact.
better though, right? Like you want to survive better.
Yeah, but that doesn't give my life meaning. That's not what
First-
makes me truly happy. I don't want to be
That's all
defined by
living
the fact.
is. That's all living is.
But I'm not defined by the fact that I escaped homelessness. That's just like surviving. A thing I did to survive.
But you don't want to
thing is-
ever be homeless again, right? Because being homeless would fucking suck.
No, but now that I have this certain quality of life, there's room for me to do the things that give my life meaning.
That's indulgence.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because it's not providing you with utility.
Satisfaction.
Why are we looping? the same?
Yeah.
It never ends. It never ends.
Because I'm right, man!
You're not, Pippa. 90% of humans on this planet will probably disagree with you on this.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very, very specific, nihilistic, hyper-materialist, capitalist way of looking at life. That only life has purpose if number go up. But that is not true. Number doesn't have to go up for you to make life worth living.
How could you ever be content if
And I think
nothing ever
that's-
gets better?
Just because number go up doesn't mean you are better.
Yeah.
Is Elon Musk a better person than any of us because he's the wealthiest person in the world?
I think he's better equipped for survival.
Oh my.
Okay, for example, if I
Why is everything
became
about survival?
yeah,
Because that's literally what being alive is surviving. If you're not surviving, you are dying, right?
okay, but like
Literally. Yes.
You're just living, Pippa.
yeah, you're just
Well.
Why is everything in this life or death scenario of either you have money or you die? Because there's lots of people on this planet who do not have money and they are alive.
yeah.
Yeah, and their life fucking sucks.
How do you know that?
Look at them.
It sucks. It sucks it to your perspective.
To your
Does it suck for them?
there's people who choose that.
Forcing your own sense of values and morality on other people, but they
Yeah.
don't give a shit about you. So why should they care about what you think, and why should you care about how their life goes?
I don't care what they think about my life. I
you
want
just said their
AC.
life?
I want air conditioning. I see how their life sucks, and I'm like, I don't want that for myself. I want a better life.
You can
I want things
a
to get
life,
better.
of course. You
Yeah.
can, of course, want a better life, but that is not the be-all, end-all.
It can keep getting better and better.
But what about your diminishing returns that you so love to talk about?
And when you hit the point of diminishing returns, you reevaluate how it can get better in what other ways, right? And you broaden those areas. right? So
All
maybe you
those
hit your
diminishing
financial
returns
limit.
aren't real.
They are
real.
real.
Pippa.
What do you mean
They're
they're
real.
not? They're,
They're not real. They're not real. Pippa.
people plateau in their abilities. People hit a threshold, like limit in their job, right? Of like how much further up the ladder you can go. People hit a limit in how much affection they can feel for another human being, right? Number doesn't just keep going up. Everything is finite.
Yes.
Yes.
So why have a nihilistic view on life if it's finite?
Because you want to keep bettering your survival. You want to survive better. Quality of life. There you go. Quality of life go up.
Why bother if it ends?
Because that's all living is surviving. So you want to survive better, right?
Why bother?
Then why would anybody have kids?
I don't know.
They actively make your life worse, but people find meaning in that.
For legacy, I guess.
No, I don't care about freaking legacy, but I do want a kid one because there's an inherent like meaning that I find meaningful to me, and it's actively gonna drain my wallet and make my life worse one day. But
Yeah, and they'll take care of you when you're older, ideally, right? They'll provide some utility back to you eventually.
Not promised.
No, but
That's
it's a
not
gamble
promised.
that has good odds.
I don't see it as a gamble. I don't have kids to make that. I don't want to have kids to make that gamble. That's not the point.
Do you believe love is unconditional?
Why are you changing the topic?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I don't know. I don't really think about it, to be honest, because I'm single.
Genuinely, the things that make me depressed in life are not like thoughts. It's just a chemical imbalance in my lack of self-discipline. It's not that deep.
Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Low Effort Clips. That's right, Low Effort Clips, right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.